So I got a comment recently on one of my older videos where I was talking about the commons, and some guy said that if a fisherman goes out and catches a bunch of fish, he should own his catch because he did the work for that. I find it kind of odd example I'd give of property since with fishing you're basically killing a bunch of living organisms and then selling their corpses on the market, which not that I'm against fishing, but if that's kind of your standard bearer of property, then then why not extend that to humans? Where you can or I can kill humans and sell their corpses on the market. Um, but I think there's an interesting idea about our sense of property, because there's some people think that property shouldn't exist at all, or there should be no possessions or no ownership, um, and I think that's unrealistic. I think there is a certain felt sense of owning something, of deserving something that what we worked for. I think it's very much tied to work. Um, if we work hard for something and then it's denied to us, we feel robbed. We feel cheated. Um, and, but I think there's also a sense in which property is kind of related to our sense of personal space. Um, suppose you're in the supermarket and you got your shopping cart full of goods, and someone goes up to your cart and snatches a bunch of things out of your cart and puts it into their cart. Now you haven't paid for anything yet, so legally none of that stuff is yours yet, but we would still feel a sense of violation, like someone had stolen from us. Um, and moreover, the kind of violated kind of personal space, which is our shopping cart. It's kind of a container for what will become ours. And so, I mean, I guess in a sense it's equivalent to cutting in line, so to speak. Um, but yeah, anyway, I do think there's some correlation between, uh, working for something and and expecting to get it, versus there's a kind of property which entitles you to what other people work for. Um, and in the example that the person gave of fishing, I pointed out there's a difference between owning the fish, though I think even there, the sense of ownership is a little problematic. There's owning the fish versus owning the ocean, which will allow you to deprive other fishermen of what they catch, and will be able to extract any price you want for that. Um, or use a more modern example. Suppose that you own the genome for that fish. You own a patent on their genetic sequence. Then you can use that to sue anyone who catches any of that fish. Um, and of course, that there are real life examples of that being used in agriculture, where people own the genome for a certain kind of genetically modified seed, and then even if that seed blows into your farm, and it pollutes another farm, then you can be sued by these agricultural mega corporations. Um, but yeah, I mean, in any case, there's a sense of our felt sense of ownership, is based on working for something, and yet when we kind of extend our we sometimes tend to forget that when it comes to property, and then extend the loss of property to a place where we can actually deprive others of what they work for. And in that sense, I think Marx was a bit more proprietarian than Adam Smith. I think his objection to capitalism was that precisely that the workers were being deprived of the product of their labor by the capitalist system of exploitation. And although I don't agree with some of the methods that have been endorsed in the name of socialism, I do agree that the workers are being cheated out of the full product of their labor. And my solution to that is through land value taxation, returning the idea of the commons, so that we eliminate the distortionary effects of rent in wages and capital. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's the felt sense of ownership. I think is real, and we ought not to discard that, but we ought to realize the sense in which that often conflicts with property as it's put into practice. So, anyway, I guess I'll leave it there for now. Peace.